We start right at the top with Mr. Juan Soto. Listen, we know the Dodgers will be talking to Juan Soto. I think they already have, or if not, there's some sort of conversations happening very soon, because I think Juan Soto's camp is in L.A. at the moment, if I read something right. But the Dodgers are going to be talking to Juan Soto's camp, i.e. Scott Boras, this offseason. I'm sure they'll be talking to him a lot at different points in time. Could they sign him, and should they sign him? That is the conversation here when we're talking about Juan Soto. I will give you the floor, because we've talked around this. We've also kind of talked about it. But do you think the Dodgers will be honestly in on Juan Soto, knowing that he is a Scott Boras guy?
So to answer all of those questions, could they and should they? The answer to both of those is yes. Will they? And honestly, the answer is no. I think with Scott, Juan Soto has made it very well known that he wants to be a very well-paid player. He even said that he's going to listen to any and all. He's not going to turn down anyone as long as the contract and the money is there. Scott Boras is his agent. It's a match made in Scrooge McDuck's heaven. So I don't see the Dodgers forking up the amount of money that's probably going to be needed for him. We're talking a potential record-breaking contract. I've seen a lot of numbers thrown around. The big one is an AAV over $47 million in present-day value, because that beats Shohei's current contract. And with the amount of money, or with how young he is, he's 26 years old, that could be 10, 12, 14 years at that price. I just don't see the Dodgers doing it. What I could see happening is basically what they did with Bryce Harper, and which is, we'll give you 5 years, $300 million. Go re-enter free agency at 31 years old. Go make another bag, and we can go from there. I don't know if he takes it. I doubt he takes it. That's probably something that gets released after he signs, and we kind of look at it and go, of course they did. But I don't see them realistically offering, 14 years at, whatever 14 times 47 is.
Yeah. Well, the funny thing is, I think it's going to be more. There's a lot of factors at play here. One, I don't know if any one is higher or lower on the list. First thing that comes to mind is the Scott Boras factor. Like, Scotty Boras needs a win. After last offseason, it was an embarrassment for Scott Boras. Absolutely, he needs a lot of money, and he started this offseason off pretty poorly with the Garrett Cole thing. Garrett Cole thought he was going to get an extra year and $36 million guaranteed. The Yankees said, "No, we're not comfortable with that," and they was like, "Okay, can I come back, please?" That's the way I'm paraphrasing it. So Scott Boras, for arguably the best pure hitter since Barry Bonds. No steroids. For him to take a deal where he re-enters free agency, yeah, there's probably going to be an opt-out in there, but to have it be a for sure short deal, I just can't envision him being okay with that. And on the flip side, with Soto, listen, he wants to be, he wants to have one of the longest contracts. He wants to have one of the highest, AAVs of all time, which he will break. My prediction is I've been set at 13 years, $650 million. So now we bring in the other factor. I don't know, in thinking with my Andrew Friedman cap, I don't know that I'm comfortable going to that rate for that long. Because it's a lot of money, while you already have guys like Yamamoto, Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts making a lot of money through all of those years, and then especially Shohei later on into that contract. So I think, listen, at the root of it, you absolutely want Juan Soto's bat in your lineup. He is, I would say, the best, like, pound for pound hitter, slugger, on-base machine in baseball today. Like, Shohei's not very far behind, but this dude just gets on base. We saw him in the postseason. Like he's proven everything. He's already a World Series champion as a very young player as well with the Washington Nationals. But when it comes to the money, when it comes to the Boris factor, when it comes to the fact that the Dodgers already have a lot of money committed, and yeah, people love to say they print money, but the reason this organization is able to have this sustainability over the past 12 years and going is because they do go back to the farm. They do care about bringing up people that are cheaper so they can backfill other spots around the roster. So I don't see that. I see them being in. I don't see them getting him. And there's another final major factor. This offseason, Steve Cohen will not be outbid. Juan Soto is going to be a New York Met. It's probably going to be like a 15-year deal just because of the absurdity of Steve Cohen. But Cohen and the Mets got that taste. He got the taste of the postseason. They got back much sooner than they thought after trading away Scherzer and Verlander the 2023 trade deadline. You bring in Juan Soto to pair with Francisco Lindor. Maybe they bring back Pete Alonso. Like, it's a frightening lineup. And then again, if you're talking about somebody who prints money, it's Steve Cohen. And for reasons we don't need to name, he's probably going to just end up making more money all of a sudden over the next, let's say, about 4 years. So he's going to want Juan Soto. He got the taste of being that close to the World Series, and he wants to get there. Juan Soto will be a New York Met. BetOnline is the world's most trusted betting platform and your number one source for online betting. From the earliest odds to in-game live betting, BetOnline provides you with all the action and the ability to watch games as they happen. With the largest selection of odds on everything from football to NBA to college basketball, NHL, UFC, MMA, it's all there. BetOnline. Head to the website today. Get in on the action with America's most trusted platform for online wagering. Of course, this is if you're able to bet in your area. Bet online. The game starts here.
Yeah, so I have him going to the Mets as well. The last, kind of reason I don't think he'll be a Dodger is because Soto is not good defensively. It was a small Yankees right field, and he's not a good defender, even in that small right field. He's
a Gold Glove finalist. What are you talking about?
God. And Francisco Lindor isn't. This is such a joke of an award. Such a joke of an award. So realistically, he's a first baseman / DH. News, spoiler alert: the Dodgers have a DH for the next 9 additional years. So I don't think there's a way. If they can somehow manage to do it, sure, awesome, fantastic. I just don't see a way they can fit his bat into the lineup with what I believe their plans will be at first base moving forward, which is going to include like Will Smith probably moving over there after Freddie's contract is up in 3 years. So you can ask Yankees fans, when they got him, they're like, okay, just play average defense. Yeah. And if you ask any Yankees fans, they're like, yeah, average defense is about the best compliment you could give him, or the highest compliment you could give him, because it's not good. So that's what I'll say. I think he's going to be a Met because I don't see Hal Steinbrenner forking up the kind of money that Steve Cohen's about to.
Yeah, that's another factor I think a lot of people don't take into consideration is that Hal Steinbrenner is not George Steinbrenner. He is much more frugal. He's not going out there blowing a bunch of money to make that the Yankees as high as the payroll was this year. It's not going to match that. It's absolutely not going to match that in 2025. Again, Steve Cohen has all the money in the world. As good of a fit as it was in New York with the Yankees last year, he's staying in New York. He will be a Met. On the defense thing, I would say as a Dodger, you could probably argue, you could probably project that Juan Soto's defense would be better. However, you can't adjust for bad first steps, bad reads, and bad routes in the outfield, and Juan Soto is the king of all of those. Go look at his low light reels on the internet, and you'll understand why a lot of people, when you have somebody the talent level of Juan fucking Soto available, the amount of Dodgers fans who want literally every big name, the amount of people that I've seen online on YouTube, Twitter, all these spaces, who have said they don't want him. Like, yeah, the young kids who don't understand like clubhouse chemistry, they just look at the numbers and they just look at fan graphs and all of this shit. They're like, oh, Juan Soto's a generational talent. But there's more to it than just that.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to it. And that's the factor where us old heads are like, you know, to have that for the next 13, 14, 15 years, it can sour you for sure.
Yep. Absolutely.
Quickly, Alex Renteria a little bit ago asking, do you think teams can hold out on Soto like they did last year with Boris Clients? I don't think so this year. Plus, Juan Soto, he's not like, you know, Blake Snell. He's not who were the other guys last
Cody,
year?
Blake Snell, Cody, and Jordan Montgomery.
Yeah. Oh, the Montgomery. Yeah, like he's a sure. Like, he's the surest of sure that you can get when it comes to just you plug him. It's a plug and play. Like there's he's the easiest, like 35, 290, like 950 OPS you're gonna plug into your lineup with bad defense.
Low fours, mid fours OBP without batting an eye. He's an absolutely ridiculous player, but the fit matters when you're going to give out money that large. Fit has to matter. Fit's got to factor into it, and I don't see the fit. Obviously, if it happens, I'll talk myself into it.
Yeah, there's not
hard to do.
Not difficult to talk yourself into Juan Soto at all. But again, I don't see it. I do not see it happening with the Dodgers a lot because, again, the Mets aren't going to be outbid.